you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Little House on the Road subscribers and followers. We finally made it. Finally made it. 1,000 subscribers. And we just can't thank you enough. And the thing is you know, I've done these thank yous for the subscriber videos in the past, and I do appreciate everybody out here. And to show my appreciation, this time I'm going to go through all the things that we had to do to accomplish this full-time camping. Instead of spending time talking about, you know, the YouTube channel, I want to talk about the experience from the very beginning to 4 months later. Here we are in the great state of Virginia, Northwest Virginia, in George Washington National Forest, in the most beautiful campsite. Well, it might be tied with one in Florida that I've ever seen. And the reason I want to do this is because I have a lot of new subscribers that don't have time to watch the older videos. So I thought I'd just do this little recap so everybody can be up to speed to where we're at right now. And if this video works, maybe in 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, I'll do it again. That way everybody has a chance to catch up. So, to go back, we were working 60, 70 hours a week. Carolyn hadn't had a vacation in 8 years. I hadn't had one in 4 years. And when I say hadn't had a vacation, I mean a day off. Last September 2016, Labor Day weekend, you know, everybody was enjoying a 3-day weekend. Carolyn and I worked 96 hours that week. In February, both of Carolyn and I put in our resignation, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We bought a 1970 Starcraft pop-up camper. Now, it was in relatively good condition. The sink didn't work. The propane hose needed some work. It leaked and had different issues. But other than that, it was in really good shape. The canvas was in really good shape. I had to replace the cables, which really was not a big deal. I replaced 3 cables in probably about 4 hours. But it's absolutely roadworthy. I went ahead and changed the wheel bearings, bought new tires. That was kind of it. And we bought that thing for $650 with the idea that we were going to take a vacation to Arizona, Grand Canyon, September this year, 2017. So we bought this camper last year, back I think in November, so we could take vacation. Well, the more we got to working on it, the more we disliked our job. Just burned out, not disliked, burned out from our job. The more we got to thinking about full-time camping. So Carolyn and I started looking at other campers, travel trailers. And the more we got to looking at it, the more we thought, well, why don't we just use the pop-up? And we found a couple on YouTube that had a small travel trailer, and they pulled it with a small truck. And they were kind of our inspiration, that if they can do it in that, I bet we can do it in this pop-up. So we just took it one step further in the extreme. Well, here it is, it's wintertime, and, you know, of course we're worried about being able to survive cold temperatures, being able to survive warm temperatures. So, you know, we're moving to February now. Carolyn and I both quit our jobs, and we decided we were going to test it out. So we spent about, I don't know, a few days in a campground next to our home. It was about, I don't know, 6-10 miles away. I'm not sure. But it was a nice little place, and it was real cold. And we learned a lot about the cold that weekend. We also learned that the Mr. Heater Portable Buddy would do really well in extreme temperatures. Now, when I say extreme, it got down to 27 degrees that night, and we survived it. We did fine. So, but it also got to thinking about where we want to be in the winter and where we want to be in the summer. Obviously, in the winter, we're going to head south. This winter, we're going to Florida, and so about I don't know, September, we're going to start heading south. We're going to get back into Mississippi, and we're going to get back down into Florida. So we learned some lessons there. We also learned lessons while we were down in Florida. It got kind of warm, and I was able to devise, not gizmos. A gizmo is a device you put on your bunkins to kind of block out the sun, but I just used emergency blankets. And I didn't know anything about gizmos at the time. I just decided to put these emergency blankets on top of the bunkins, like you see here, and it really cooled it off. I bet it was 130 degrees in that camper. Put the gizmos, or these, well, they're not gizmos, emergency blankets on, and it brought it down to a reasonable temperature that we were comfortable with. Everybody asked, do we have air conditioner? Well, of course we have an air conditioner. It came with the camper, kinda. It had an air conditioner, but it didn't work. Now, it was November when we bought it. The guy told us it worked, but it didn't. So I just replaced it with a $100, I think it's 5,000 BTUs. It's real small. It's the smallest one Walmart had, the cheapest one Walmart had. But we've only used it once, and that was just to test it. Ever since then, we followed the weather. When it was cold, we went south. When it was warm, we're heading north. Right now, it's mid-July, and it's probably 75 degrees where we're at, up here in the mountains. So anyway, went down to Florida, had a really good time down there. Well, we had to come home, because home, when I say home, I mean we had to go back to Missouri. We had to get rid of our stuff. So we went back to Missouri to get rid of all our stuff, which only took actually about 2 weeks. And a lot of emotions went into that. I'll put a link right here about our downsizing. It's hard to hear. It's before I had the new equipment. So I think it has closed caption. If you want to close caption it, you can read it. But we talk about downsizing and the emotional effect that had. And I think it's worth watching, because I'm not sure everybody really realizes the emotional effect that has on you. But I won't spend a lot of time on it. Anyway, got done with Missouri, you know, downsizing, and it rained the whole time. Now, remember, we're trying to follow the weather, but we had to be in Missouri, so we're staying in our pop-up camper when it's cold and very wet, early spring. And we was getting ready to head down to Mississippi. Well, actually, I think we were going to head to Tennessee. That was the original plan. Just go ahead and go to Tennessee, because we wanted to come to Virginia. So we're going to head to Tennessee, and the Tuesday that we were going to leave, we got trapped in the Missouri flood. Now, I think this is the worst flood Missouri's had. I think it exceeded the 1993 flood, and I think it exceeded the 2016 flood or 2015 flood. So I think this is the worst flood on record. Regardless, doesn't matter. It was terrible. We were stuck. We could not go anywhere. We were stuck. So we had to endure that for another couple of days. And as soon as we saw a road open, we hit the highway. Now, like I said, we were going to go to Tennessee, but there was rain everywhere in the country, except one beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ray of hope, Mississippi. And I've talked about Mississippi a lot of times. Mississippi is just an awesome state. And the thing about Mississippi is I never really considered it a vacation spot. My whole life, you know, you think about vacations, you think about Arizona, Florida, Virginia, maybe Washington, California. But Mississippi is really cool, especially in early spring, and I bet it's going to be really nice in late fall. That's where we're going to head back to. But the people, I've made a video about the people. I'll put it here. The people are just amazing. We got deer meat from a guy named Bill. He's a subscriber. And we got crappie from the best southerner in the state of Mississippi. And I say that because he had the best southern accent. Welcome to Mississippi. I can't even imitate it, but it was great. I love that guy. And just the people are amazing. And the other thing that's amazing about Mississippi is the sunsets. Oh my goodness, every night was a beautiful sunset. Just amazing. Who would have, I mean, breathtaking sunsets. Anyway, So anyway, we spent a month in Mississippi, and as it started to get warmer, we started heading north. Well, we finally decided we were going to head to Tennessee, to Ray Springs, which is a campsite in northeast Tennessee. And, oh, gorgeous campground. Free, had water, bathrooms, showers. But don't let it fool you. We learned a valuable lesson. The day, we got there about 8 o'clock one night. Got there, and then the next day, about noon, the park and recreation folks came around and told us they were going to close it down. Now, Carolyn and I suspected, because I think a lot of homeless people decided that they were going to make that their home and just took up residence there. Since then, and I am not making any accusations or anything, but since then a lot of folks have gotten online and told us that it may have been a meth area. At which point we started, you know, they were making meth maybe. At which point we started thinking about our safety a little bit more, and started thinking about, you know, maybe we should start trusting our gut, because when we got there, we kind of had this bad feeling about it, that there's just something wasn't right about it. But we kept overlooking it because of the beauty of the place. So I made a video about trust your gut, and I'll put that right up here. And then we had to get to Kentucky. Oh, absolutely gorgeous place. But we were in Kentucky for 2 weeks, and then we went into Thomas Jefferson National Forest, and that's in southwest Virginia. And, you know, I think Carolyn and I learned a lesson. There's something to say, especially when you're a digital nomad like us, and I don't mean to steal someone else's YouTube channel name. That's not what I meant to do, but it is what we are. We travel, and we have to be digital. I mean, my job depends on it. Loading these YouTube videos depends on it. And we realize the importance of internet, and we really struggled without it. Well, so we've learned a valuable lesson. I think from now on we are not going to stay at campsites without internet. It was just too hard on us. Our budget went up as a result of it. So now we're here at this amazing, like I said, it's tied for the best campsite that I think I've ever witnessed. It's just amazing. We love it. It's up here in George Washington National Forest, Wolf Gap Campground, with this beautiful scenery if you take the trail. So that kind of recaps where we've been, how we got there, the struggles, and I hope that that catches everybody up to speed, so you know where we were, what we've done, where we've been, how we had to endure some obstacles, what we learned about cold and hot. So anyway, like I said, hope that catches everybody up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.